Welcome back to the Pergamon campaign. We are just about to kick off a war with Cimmeria, but we are still, I think, maybe a couple of turns away from getting that started. So, let's see. Sending these guys over to defend against any incoming fleets. These guys are coming up to take Trapezus. Actually, what I might do here is send these guys over to take the coastline and send these guys in towards the center. So I think these guys might be a little bit better at surviving if they get counterattacked. Okay, it looks like this is that third army that was over. So they had 3 armies over here. I was looking for the other one. It looks like it came back this direction. We're gonna keep patrolling here. Well, let's move up to the border. And then I'm actually not going to patrol because there's a chance the Seleucid army that's over here could come over and attack us. I will let these guys patrol though. I'm moving up to the border because I want the movement range. When I actually start the attack, I want to have more options. Alright, so our armies are set to go. These guys can go ahead and patrol as well. Got a rebellion down here. It's fine if they end up taking Hatra, it doesn't really matter. And actually, almost the sooner they take it, the better, because then I don't have to pay any attention to it. Maybe some of my allies will go snag it afterwards. Alright, now I need to start saving some money. But public order is still a bit of a problem everywhere. Let's see, Palmyra is not a big deal. Mesopotamia is not a big deal. Galatia, it's not horrible. We're not going to get a rebellion anytime soon there. Here in Syria we should be good in a couple of turns. Asia is the one that is struggling to get back into the positive. I'm starting to think I should have made this a amphitheater. Uh-oh, my computer's having hiccups. What's going on? Alright. Well, I think we don't really need to do anything else this turn. Man, it is really chugging along today. Loyalty's back in the positive now that that one event went away where I didn't hire the bandits. I'm not going to send any diplomats around to any regions because, for the most part, things are decent. As far as diplomacy, yeah, see, this is why I didn't want to get any defensive alliance with these guys, because eventually they would stop liking Rome. And that, of course, means Rome will declare war on them sooner or later. Okay, now if I was to declare war on these guys right now...
The blessing of the Olympians upon you. What then do your noble people desire of us?
We could do it. It doesn't say we would have a diplomatic penalty. Although I feel like it was only a couple of turns ago that we ended our trade agreement, so maybe I should wait a little bit longer. Either way, let's make sure no one needs to level up. Make sure the agents are all deployed real quick. And then end the turn. I also kind of want to see how the situation develops with the Parthians, the Cimmerians, and the Seleucids right around here, because they each have a full army in this area.
These people are surely
Not joining that right now. The longer I can stay out of those Western wars, the better. The only exception is if I can get a military alliance with Rome by declaring war on Carthage.
We make this model.
Let's see. We're planning on expanding quite a bit in the upcoming turns, but not necessarily that much in the next 3 turns. So let's just maximize our culture's influence in our currently held territory. Okay, spy, go ahead and check this area out. Okay, so Samaria did come down here and take Frapsa. That's unfortunate. Frapsa? It's unfortunate because it means we will have to... Well, I could maybe just liberate that settlement. That could be a good idea. Alright, but... reasonably tough army, and they're kind of hurting right now. So now could be a really, really good time to pounce on them. Yep, I think now is the time. Let's go for it.
Athena give you wisdom so that you may speak
I'm not going to
well
call
and
my allies
persuade
to
me
help
of your
because I don't
cause.
want
Be
them
welcome.
to break alliances with me based on this war. I don't think they would, but I'd rather just make certain they don't. Alright, now we have enough movement range to probably send both of these armies over here to deal with this one, and then send one down to Armavir, or up to Armavir to take it. So let's get in position. Okay, that's using less than half of our movement, so we should be fine. And then launch the attack. Okay, they've chosen to retreat. They're not quite within range of this area. So what I'm going to do here is actually prioritize eliminating their armies rather than taking their settlements. I'll start that in just a second. I need to plug in my headset too, because it's about to die. Give me a second. Alright, we're back online. So, let's see, these guys actually can't quite reach here, so let's go ahead and just send them over to Koron. That's good enough for me to auto-resolve. This is kind of a boring army. I would think a protective stance would be good, because of how many slingers we have. But it says we'll retain a higher amount of our forces with an aggressive stance, so let's go with that. I don't need either of those buildings because I'm already putting a barracks somewhere else in this province. So let's just go ahead and raise it, because I think that's going to be the fastest way to get the population turned in our favor. Yeah, see, we've already got a barracks going in the capital. You guys, come on down here. Okay, I'm going to fight this one. 6 missile units, a bunch of hoplites, and 2 cavalry. We've got artillery and a bunch of swords, so that's actually a little bit intimidating because their cavalry probably outmatches me. It's just Greek cavalry, but we only have skirmish cav here. Yeah, we'll go ahead and use this as the warm-up for the next battle. Because the next one really needs to be decisive, because those 2 armies are the ones I plan on actually taking a lot of ground with. And they're the ones that have to take on 2 armies and 2 garrisons within the next, I don't know, 1, 2, or 3 turns. So they need to stay healthy. These guys are going to have to sit still for a little bit, so it's okay if they take some more casualties from my bad micro. Alright, now they have a ton of hoplites, so I don't really want to engage them within like choke points. I kind of want to draw them out into the field, and since we have artillery, I think that will be possible. They should come charging out at me, right? Okay, well, let's go ahead and set the artillery back here. Well, I'll leave them on fire at will for now. What kind of range do they have? Just up to the edge of the town, so that's perfect. Now, these guys would probably do best in the front line, but I want them to help win the cavalry engagement. Because I really don't think these guys are going to do well against cavalry. Whereas these guys actually have a bonus versus cavalry. These guys have 0 bonus versus cavalry. Yeah, so these guys are a little bit slower, but we'll try and use them to catch the enemy cav. I'm going to go 2 of the spears out here. We're going to go 1 over here and 3 out this direction. I'm really hoping their cavalry will come this way. I'll leave my general kind of to the side here to support this flank if he needs to. And then we're going to use these heavy Galatian auxiliaries. As our front line. Actually, since we don't have any missile units, there's no sense in maintaining much standoff there, so we're just going to sit right back by our artillery. Now, we need to wrap up their flanks quickly, so all of these guys I want off of fire at will to start, and we're going to use them to run around the sides. Now I actually wouldn't be too surprised if their cavalry charged into these light swords. So I'm actually going to let them fire at will to start on that side because I don't have any cavalry or anything really to engage them with. Okay, and that is my whole army. I'm not leaving anyone over there, so let's go ahead and start. Okay, let's go ahead and have the artillery fire into this area first. I was going to say they'll have to load their first shots up, but no, they're already able to fire. I'm not expecting the artillery to get a ton of kills, just because I don't really have an effective way to blob up the enemy. The artillery right now is mostly just to draw them out. That being said, they are kind of blobbed up pretty bad right here. Let's actually just fire right into the middle of that. Now I need to keep an eye. Okay, so they're sending at least 1 unit of cavalry over here. I don't want these guys on fire at will, because I want them to be able to brace and take the charge. These guys I want to be able to actually get their javelins out. So I'm actually going to put these guys in front of the swords and use the cavalry to screen the flank. Okay, we're not firing at any effective targets over there right now. Aiming for the middle unit just because then if we shoot under or we shoot over, we can still have an effect on other targets. And if they're gonna let me use all of my artillery ammo, I'm gonna use all of my artillery ammo. Okay, let's put our next volley right here because we might be able to catch a couple of units together. Wasn't as effective as I had hoped, but you know, what do you do? Let's actually target that unit. We need our cavalry to survive long enough to deal with their missile units because we don't have any answer to them. Are these swords all on fire at will? Yes, they are. Yeah, we have no answer to their archers except for cavalry. Okay, let's see if we can bait an engagement out here with the cav. Okay, this looks good. Come on, guys, run away.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Okay, this is pretty much exactly what we wanted to have happen with the cavalry engagement on that flank. Over here, you guys come out of fire at will just in case it gives you a little extra bracing.
One of our units has used all
You guys
its
start
ammunition.
moving around. Okay, now we need to start using the cavalry to go after skirmishers. What's the artillery shooting at? Nothing. Okay, hit some hoplites with the last year ammo. Okay, we need to make sure we get the charge on these guys as well. So let's get out there and hit that unit. It's okay if our formations get a little broken up. Okay. Got the cavalry coming around. These guys have used their ammo. Let them charge into the back of the cavalry and try and trap it. I know we didn't use the spears against the cavalry like we wanted, but you know, these things happen. Okay, you guys use all your ammo. You guys have already used all of your ammo. You guys go ahead and just skirmish with their general for now. Okay, these guys have both used all their ammo, so it's time for them to start wrapping around. Let's start charging here. As much flanking as we can do, we should do. Go ahead and hit that Greek militia. Cavalry charge into that. You guys come back out and around. We're going to send some spears over there to try and help out with their final cav unit. I need these guys out of skirmish mode so they actually follow my orders. Okay, we've kind of bogged them down over here. Let's give an attack over on that. The general's going in. He's just going to have to do his best. Hopefully he has some survivability in there. Okay, you guys go ahead and charge that. You guys keep running through. The general's doing what he needs to. Okay, you guys come out of fire at will. Well, they're out of ammo at this point anyway. I'm going to go ahead and give the general an inspire just so he fights a little more effective. We'll pull back and away from that phalanx since we're fighting it from the front.
Chosen swords! Swords! Yes, Commander!
We'll surround them as much as we can over here. You guys are running straight through a phalanx, which is bad. Okay, let's go tie down their general and start sending the rest of the cavalry over to deal with these archers. Just make sure those guys get off the field.
Swords! Chosen swords!
Okay, we got caught on some hoplites there, but that's not too terrible. We're not using these guys effectively, so let's get them in. Let's try and pull these guys through the center here.
Chosen swords!
Chosen sword!
General, come after these guys.
Orders understood. Ready and waiting. Swords! Ready for orders. Advance!
Yours to command! Ready!
Okay, we're starting to break through. None of our casualties look too bad yet.
At your service!
Swords! Melee infantry ready.
You guys go ahead and try and get a rear charge there. General, go help them out. And then we'll just start trying to overwhelm them. Okay, we've broken those 2 units. You guys just keep killing them.
The battle is turning in our favor.
They should start to rout really, really fast now. Can't do another Inspire yet. The rally isn't really going to do anything for us. I kind of want to pull these guys out because they're starting to take some damage. Okay, we need to get another unit of swords up over here to help out. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so pretty good. Given what the balance of power said, I'm glad we handled that well. All of our units look like they shared the load. I mean, our general got a ton of kills, but he was just going after archers, so that's expected. These guys did fantastically well. But other than those couple of units, it looks like everyone did a pretty even job of getting kills. One nice thing about an all-melee army is you get a lot of numbers. If I had 4 or 5 missiles, or units of missiles, that would cut our numbers down by quite a bit. Alright, so the Cimmerian Wars are officially underway. I'm not going to loot because this is the final province, or the final settlement in the province of Bithynia. Get some more food on the go. And I probably need some more public order here as well. Not quite sure what to build here just yet. It could be useful to have another barracks in that city. These guys didn't level up at all, did they? No. Alright, now for the big one.
We hunger for battle.
And this should actually be a much easier fight. Oh, they actually have a unit of artillery. I didn't notice that when I was looking at their armies earlier. Actually, this is so much easier that we could auto-resolve it, but we're going to fight it. So I want to prioritize taking out that artillery. Not necessarily because it's super deadly, but mostly just because it's annoying. I hate taking casualties to missile fire. Because basically, like, the most effective way to kill units is to charge them with cavalry or to shoot them, and so I hate getting shot or charged by cavalry. Just going into melee isn't particularly effective at routing or at killing units.
Commander!
It's better for breaking them, but it's not particularly good for just outright killing power. Okay, I may actually deploy at a distance here, so that it allows me to use my numerical advantage better. I don't quite know what the range on their artillery is, but I'd assume it's about the same as mine. So let's just pull way back here. And we'll also see if they separate from their artillery a little bit so we can just take it out with cavalry. Because that would be advantageous. I also have a huge amount of skirmishers in this army, which generally I kind of avoid, even though I did just say that missiles are one of the most effective ways to kill a unit. The limited ammo makes them not as useful, because units are pretty tanky in this mod. Okay, let's see how we go with that start. Looks like they are advancing on me. Okay, let's go ahead and move forward, because their artillery should start targeting our reinforcements over here. Set as wide as we can right off the bat, and get the cavalry out here as fast as we can. So if we get wide, they can't inflict as much damage with their artillery. Okay, they are turning to face us over here. Okay, U4, charge, U4, start moving forward, pikemen, start moving forward. This is going to be really, really messy. Looks like they are starting to separate from their artillery a little bit. Let's stop our artillery here so that we can just start shooting. Okay, I think we can definitely catch them out here. And since that's the case, I don't think we need to be quite so aggressive with our infantry. Okay, let's bring the general back, so I'd rather not have him take the brunt of the charge. I'd rather have these guys take it. Okay. Definitely going to catch their cavalry and their artillery here. Okay, get the charge there, bring the general out and around to keep supporting. You guys will do just fine where you are. Move the slingers up so that they can fire. Okay, we don't need to set much wider than that. Let's choose our targets here, though, with the artillery.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Who used? Oh, that would be these guys.
Cavalry.
I'm impressed at how long their artillery is lasting. But it won't be much longer. Okay, start bringing these guys around the flank. Start bringing everyone over. Start giving some charge orders here. Let our guys use their ammo. We need to get our general out of here now since they've got hoplites coming in. We only killed 11 of the artillery crew. That's really annoying, actually. Okay, you guys go take that out. Okay, we're starting to get kind of caught here. We need to get our infantry more involved. I think I need to shore up my position over here a little bit more. You guys can charge into that. You guys throw your javelins there. Artillery. We're actually still hitting a pretty decent target. Not shooting into our friends yet. Okay, their general's pulling away from the artillery again, so let's go take advantage of that. I would like for my pikes to do the fighting because they can get the most kills with the fewest deaths. But it's just going to take them a while to get up into position. Send the cavalry out and around. Well, we don't really need to run them down because everyone or their army can't retreat from here. So we just need to rout them. You guys actually keep working around. Artillery, stop firing. Let our slingers do some work over here. Up against the hoplites. Bit of a blob in here. Let's charge into the back of those hoplites over there. Surround these guys. Okay, their artillery is gone. Slingers. Oh, I should have put you on guard mode. Or these are all archers, but I still should have put them on guard mode. Okay, don't fire at will. Go on guard mode. All of the slingers can go on guard mode, out of skirmish mode, and shoot that. We use a couple of these cavalry units to just run down whatever remains. How we got one of these. Oh, it's because they're a little bit strung out over there. That's fine. Keep working around them. Meant to send the cavalry over there, not the infantry. Okay, slingers are ripping those guys to shreds. Change targets now. Let the infantry just pull back and away from that. We'll have the archers shoot these guys as well. We need to get something into the back of these hoplites. And those guys are getting hit by 10 missile units all at once. That's not a good spot to be in, but they're hoplites, so they're still ludicrously tanky. Yep, just dogpile on them. Bring the general over here. Well, he can just chase some of them down, whatever. I forgot about their general unit out here, so it's a good thing he didn't attack my cavalry. Archers starting to run out of ammo. Their general should just rout, though. Alright, and that's the battle. No need to pursue them, because they retreated, and so they'll all die. Wow, some of our axe units got a ton of kills. That would have been the ones on the right flank. And they were just up against hoplites. Or no, those were the ones that got around the rear. So yeah, it makes sense that they were getting that many kills. I'm impressed with these guys though. Just some crummy Caucasian levies getting 282 kills. Let's see how this army did. Obviously the pikes didn't actually engage, but it's going to give them a couple of kills anyway. Cavalry wasn't used particularly well. Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and ransom them, just because I need the money. And because I am kind of friends with their friends. Egypt likes them quite a bit. Okay, now we actually have enough movement range to launch another attack. This is going to be a bit of a joke, I think. But let's get in there and have a laugh. I'm going to fight it just so I can keep my units alive. Hopefully I can get my pikes involved too. This is the kind of battle that if you auto-resolve it, your cavalry units all die. They should come charging out because we have artillery, so I think I'll just play back defensive, let my pikes get up to the front line and do most of the damage, because they don't really have a lot of missile units. Or are these do those swords guys have missiles? I don't know. Okay, it's actually a pretty bad starting position for our armies, but you know, it's okay. We'll actually just go ahead and start up here. That should be fine. Make sure these guys are on guard mode this time. None of our axe units are particularly injured, so we should be fine to just leave them out on the front. I didn't pay attention to whether they have any cavalry, so I'm actually going to keep a unit back by the artillery and keep a unit back by the flank of the missiles. We'll use the general to screen this side. Who am I forgetting? These guys. And we'll put you guys over here.
My courage was forged in the fire of war. Some say by Hephaestus himself. I do not claim such an honor, as it is an honor enough to lead you into war. I do claim, though, that I desire victory above all else. To arms!
Ooh, yay. No, I actually really like that the generals actually do speeches in this game. I've been playing around with several other Total War titles lately, and the lack of speeches is actually really disappointing. Okay, there they are. I'm not going to bother shooting at them with the artillery, so let's go off of fire at will. Okay, they actually have quite a bit of cavalry. I very much doubt our reinforcements will get here in time, which is unfortunate. Either way, let's start organizing. Yeah, we'll just keep this general down here. Okay, artillery, you may fire when ready. Whatever, just shoot those peltas. That should be fine. This is probably a better target, but they actually do not have javelins. so they pose essentially no threat at all.
At your service.
Orders and
General! Orders at the double!
spears ready. Double time.
Yeah, we're not having particularly good effects right there, but it's good enough.
Spears! Forward ready! Quick march! Double time!
If we can get rid of their missile units quickly, I will just use a pike line. Do I really not have the range to shoot them from there? I didn't. Want to keep our cavalry in play. Look at those shadows going all the way down the hill. Just keep collapsing this flank. That is so many pikemen, holy cow.
And the double. Double time.
Slingers! Quick march!
It's fine if they shoot into those levies a little bit. Have our archers target their missile units. Artillery at this point, just shoot whatever you want. Okay, I'm probably just a little bit too slow here to protect my slingers.
Ready! And for glory! Citizen cavalry! What are your orders? Quick march! A gamer cavalry!
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Oh, we just barely caught them. That was about the most perfect timing you could possibly get. Okay, our archers need a new target, but we're not going to bother giving that yet. Pikemen, just hold those guys in place. I don't want them messing around. Okay, archers, you guys are in. Oh, they charged some cav through. That's annoying. It's okay though. Start sending this general back around to help out. We'll also send these guys backwards. Okay, archers.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Shoot, archers. Cavalry, go ahead and pull back. Pikemen, form up. You guys, I think we've baited their lines over this direction well enough, so if we can get the pikemen set up. We need to hurry though, because they're moving in. Okay, we'll go with a bit of a thick line because it'll be a little bit easier for our guys to set up. Okay, that cavalry's broken. These guys are just going to be a pain in the butt until they run out of ammo, but as soon as they run out of ammo, they'll be a non-factor. Didn't quite catch
One of our
them
units
there.
has used all its ammunition.
Okay, pikemen,
Ready for orders.
put them down. You guys go ahead and just work back around the side. We have an excellent opportunity to shoot the enemy in the flank here, so I'm going to do that. Looks like we should catch that other cavalry unit just by running it into the edge of the map. Come on, keep chasing them. It's fine if these guys take some casualties. Not going to give any attack orders yet for the pikes. Okay, looks like they might want to try and chase down our horses. Okay, they went around the side of the pikes, which is smart.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Archers are starting to run out of ammo, that's fine. The axes will probably do most of the work just because they're so mobile. Go ahead and shoot some hoplites. Come on, keep chasing them. What are you doing? Are my guys stuck here? Yeah, what are they stuck on? Well, whatever. We caught up to them.
We await your command. Ready, troops. By your commander. Yes, commander. Your orders. By your command. Orders.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Orders.
Oh, that's actually the correct unit.
Archers. By your command.
Pikes aren't going to get very many kills, because pikes don't actually kill units very quickly, in my experience. At least not when I use them. You can get your units killed pretty fast on pikes if you're charging into them.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Okay, I might need all of my missiles to stop firing. Yeah, you guys go ahead and just knock it off. How are these guys doing? Slingers, go ahead and skirmish that unit of hoplites. Pikemen, move to engage.
Yours to command. Pikemen!
Yours to command. Pikemen ready for orders.
General! By your command.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Advance! Your orders. To a forward! What God? Ready. As you command. Quick march! Spearmen ready for battle.
They shouldn't last much longer. I don't want to shoot any of my own pikes, so you guys stop firing and let the pikes get some kills. Okay, they maybe got like one. Alright, simple enough. Our archers that ate that cavalry charge took a little bit of damage, but they're just cheap, crummy archers anyway, so I don't really care about that. Now the problem here, well no it's not, I was going to say the problem here is if I take this city, then I'm bordering the Seleucids and I'm at war with them, but I just remembered, and just in time, that I need to liberate this settlement. I don't see any advantage, oh no, okay there it is, I don't see any advantage to owning this territory right now.
Ready Ready for battle.
and it would be a disadvantage to me to try and defend it, so liberating it is the correct choice.
Ready for battle. Forgive me.
And now we turn both of these guys back around and start marching on Armavir. So in one fell swoop we eliminated most of, I would say, pretty much all of Cimmeria's military power. Are they at war with anyone else besides me and the Seleucids? They are not. So I doubt they had their forces positioned anywhere else. They are allies with these guys, so we'll have to face their armies soon enough. But I'm not too concerned about them. Alright, now let's see. Made a little bit of money this turn, but not a ton. You guys definitely just get to sit still. And you know what? Even though it's not great for public order, I'm just going to put them right into settlement, because I have tried defending settlements with a reinforcing army instead of a garrisoned army, and it's a lot more difficult. Alright, now hopefully Egypt doesn't hate me too much for that. They actually don't hate me at all for that. So even though they're super friendly with the Cimmerians, they didn't have any treaties with them, so me attacking them didn't matter to the Egyptians at all, which is nice. The irony is the Seleucids actually really like me for it. Wait a minute, that can't be right. Seriously? I'm actually neutral with the Seleucids because of what I just did to the Cimmerians. That's hilarious to me. That is hilarious. Which means hopefully I can get peace with them. Which makes it even easier for me to focus my efforts up north.
I accept.
Alright, now you guys, I can't trade with them unfortunately.
In my lord's name, be welcome.
We start with a military alliance and military access, so there's nothing else we can get here. Can't make them a client state, which sucks. I think when you liberate a place, it should be your client, not a military ally. It seems kind of silly to me that they're just a client. Alright. Now, let's see here. We're doing the construction we need to. Can we recruit any more agents? I don't think so. Oh, we're capped out on all of that. Okay, now, since we did so well with this first round of battles, it means we don't need to sit back and recuperate. We can just immediately push our advantage and start taking more ground. I need to see what's going on diplomatically with these guys. Okay, so they don't like me very much. It looks like they just have that one settlement, so they shouldn't be too much of a problem. What I'll probably do here is move both of these armies. Yeah, I'll move both of these armies around towards this settlement. I'll let this army take Armavir and then hold. And these guys can probably just sit tight for a minute until we get this front a little bit more contained. And then they can start pushing up the coast again. But I think I'm going to end the episode here. I always say that right before I end the turn instead of right after. You know what, since we got a little bit of extra money, now it's probably better that I don't spend it just yet. Let's make sure everyone has household members. Get you some cunning. I was considering sending her off to organize games, but you know what, I think I'd rather just save my money. The public order is going to be... It's actually fairly stable here. And if we were to take all of our armies out of the cities, it would be in the positive. And by all of our armies, I mean this one army. If we were to take them out of the garrison, the public order would go positive. Let's actually do that, because we're not going to get any replenishment right off the bat anyway. Alright. Oh, and since we... No, that's not the province we controlled, it's this one. Okay, Nicomedia is great on public order and food. We could do with some growth. Woof. Let's just go with the tax rate for now. There's no downside to it, so let's just do that. Alright, so we set ourselves up nicely, and that made this first round super easy. Now that the Cimmerian armies have been essentially crushed, we have 2 more factions to go up against that should have 40 units each.
Would you kindly allow
They want to
between our
trade.
people?
Interesting. But we have this tiny little faction, they should have 2 armies, and then Cimmeria's allies should have 2, maybe even 3 armies. So we've still got a bunch of armies to deal with, plus Cimmeria is not exactly out of the picture. Yeah, that's a fun. That war, it's totally fine if we join, because that's all the way over in Africa. And it's factions that aren't going to send fleets after me. Always, always, always crush the riot. Alright, so things are going swimmingly. We are in position to make some moves. Unfortunately, we don't quite have the range to capture Armavir this turn. But that went really well. Next episode, I'm sure we will hopefully take each of these 3 settlements. Might not quite get to this one depending on how well these fights go. And how well this siege goes, because that could be a bit of a tricky one. Not a tricky one, but a high casualty battle. Anyway, so we should have a bunch of battles coming up again next episode as well, and I hope you guys are looking forward to it, and we'll see you then.